Okay, good evening, Iceblade on YouTube, and let me click the Twitch button. Yep, good evening, Twitch as well. Okay. How are you? What's going on? I just freshly rebooted my computer. There was some kernel update like a week ago, and I forgot to reboot, but just to be on the safe side that the computer works stable, I rebooted it before the stream, so it loads the new kernel and the stuff, right? Okay. How do we feel about some study today? Iceblade says doing good myself, not sure. I need to prepare my chats. Let me prepare my chats. Pop out the chat. Okay. Where's my Twitch chat? Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Where's the pop out button? There we go. Twitch chat is here. Okay, nice. Doing good myself, not sure if anyone else can answer the question just yet. There are 4 people on YouTube right now. On Twitch, I don't know. I haven't logged into Twitch for weeks, months even. So I have no idea about Twitch. I really don't. Okay, I'm just preparing my tools here. Materials. Materials will go to the left. Console goes to the right. I don't remember the IP address of my getting console up is a good yeah. I don't remember the address of my testing server. Let me fetch my drawing tools. My drawing tablet over here. That's probably for laters. Okay. Right. Okay. I think we can switch to this screen and let me see about my virtual machines. lpic sid start. Is that my password? Yeah, it is. Okay. So address is 232. Okay. Well, it can stay logged in. 232. I was close enough. Good. I do want to hear from anyone else in the chat. Where's my camera? There we go. Oh, why is it there? Why is it there? Okay, this is a better place for the camera, I think. Yeah? Who is in the chat? I could make my my chat down here a little bit less transparent, right? It's not the best the way it is now. Golga Katani 725, welcome in. Maybe I could attach this here. You understand the idea? It's a bit silly. It's a bit silly, but I'm trying to see if that would work. If I would move the chat. I'm just fooling around until people are ready in the chat, because we can give our friends humans a couple more minutes. So the left part, we will need the PDF. Needs to be most of the screen. I think this is fine, you know, when I move it like bigger, smaller. Filler text to see length. I have no idea what that means. My wife left the house like half an hour ago and prepared some stuff for me, so I'm gonna enjoy a little bit while you guys are gathering up. Yeah, if I change the chat. Oh, it's I don't know what it is. It's chocolate something. It's mostly chocolate. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the chat. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, the important part is down here anyway. Whatever goes up, it's not that relevant anymore. As for the chat, I don't know. It could be better if it wasn't transparent, I suppose. How many more minutes should I give everyone to gather up? Let me see how many people is on the on YouTube. 6 viewers. Oh, 6 is good. I think 6 is good enough to start. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll get going. Oh, let's see what was the last thing here. We need like a 30 minutes topic, like always, so we can get sidetracked. No, I'm just waiting for maybe 1 or 2 more votes for the go time. Oops. Okay, my stuff is on the floor. Oh, what can you do? I think the dog will eat it. Lajka, hoćeš jest? To. Yep, the dog got it. Ready? I have been making a new video today, which involves a switch and some noise cancellation and a police device that tracks car speed, and also Daredevil. All in one video. All in one video. Same topic. All of this is the same topic. So that's going to be a fun one. Good. Start now. Ice Blade, start the timer. After going through shells, startup scripts, and variables in the previous lessons, we will round the whole topic of customizing the shell off by having a look at 2 very interesting shell elements, aliases and functions. I can talk louder, but I think if I lower my voice and get the microphone closer, maybe I will be able to talk longer without the throat lubricant. We'll see. In fact, the entire group of variables, aliases, and functions and their influence on one another is what makes up the shell environment. The main strength of these 2 flexible and time-saving shell facilities has to do with the concept of encapsulation. It's disgusting. Alone. is disgusting alone, but I'm probably going to have to drink it again. They offer the possibility of putting together under a single command a series of repetitive or recurring commands, so creating aliases. An alias is a substitute name for another command or commands. It can run like a regular command, but instead executes another command according to the alias definition. The syntax for declaring aliases is quite straightforward. Aliases are declared by writing keyword alias followed by the alias assignment. In turn, the alias assignment consists of alias name, an equal sign, and one or more commands. So, for example, alias old shell equals born shell. I was considering whether I should translate or not. And then when you type old shell, we now enter the old shell. The power of aliases lies in that they allow us to write short versions of long commands. Okay, this one says alias ls is the same ls command, but with the switch color equals auto. So when we type ls, now we get the colored prompt. Likewise, we can create aliases for a series of concatenated commands. The semicolon is used as a delimiter. We can, for instance, have an alias that gives us information about the location of the Git executable and its version. Alias ls equals rm minus rf. Yes. We absolutely can do that. So, git info. Why doesn't this work? Let's exit the old shell. Because we don't have git. Oh, that's said in the previous one as well. Never mind. Sudo apt install git. Good. Just for the reminder, where was that command? Funny, it doesn't remember. Either way, we said which git, and the second command git version. So both of them are one alias. So the result is 2 replies. To invoke an alias, we type its name into the terminal. Yeah, so that's what we already did. The alias command will produce a listing of all available aliases in the system. Okay, we got a couple of them. The unalias command removes aliases. We can, for instance, unalias git info and see how it disappears from the listing. Why is there a dash here? Here it was underscore. If we do unalias git info, it won't disappear because that's not our alias. Alias not found, yeah. That's mistake on their end. So if we alias now we have 2 of them. Typo, yeah, it's a typo on the PDF document. As we saw with the alias in the previous lesson, yeah. Let me just check my messages. Okay. My phone says that my daughter has arrived home. In the previous lesson, we must enclose command in quotes, either single or double, when, as a result of having arguments or parameters, they contain spaces. Okay. Great. There we go. Now I'm gonna be serious. Commands with spaces include also those with options. I have to open the door for my daughter. And at the same time, I'm gonna fetch myself some olive oil. Yep. That sounds so stupid. I don't remember what was that reply for. Commands with spaces include also those with options. Alias ll is ls-l. Okay. It's a nice command. On my own computer, when just a weak example, the Emacs, the way most Emacs use Emacs is by starting Emacs server first, and then this Emacs server is running all of the time, and basically you connect to the server with Emacs client, and every time you wish to edit any document with Emacs client, you have to type Emacs client dash and some switches because you want to connect to the server, and then the file name. And I just took Emacs client and the switches and made it an alias that just says M. E-M, 2 letters. That's my Emacs client editor with all of the required switches. That's it's a pretty standard way to do stuff like that. Make your life easier if you use some commands all of the time. Now LL will list all files, including the hidden ones, in the long format. We can reference variables in aliases. Reptile equals whatever the animal is here, and alias greet equals, okay, let me pull this a little bit. Okay, reptile is this kind of animal, right? Can you see it? Is the font big enough? And then alias greet equals hello this kind of animal, right? So if we do greet, it says hello Urob something. But if the reptile changes to Iceblade, then we type greet, and now it says hello Iceblade, because greet is the echo hello reptile, but the reptile is whatever the reptile currently is, right? The variable can also be assigned within the alias, okay? So that's how we do it. Alias greet equals reptile equals tortoise, echo, hello, reptile. And now we just do the greet thing, and that's what we get. Golga Katani says, I aliased some radio stream links. If it helps you, absolutely. And the semicolon was for more than one command, if I remember. Yes, more than one command. We can escape an alias with backslash. So alias where question mark equals echo something password. Let's see how that works. Where, okay, home dart print. That's print working directory. Okay, sorry. Good. But we can also do it like this. Command not found. Escaping an alias is useful when an alias has the same name as a regular command. In this case, the alias takes precedence over the original command, which, however, is still be accessible. That's grammar issue by escaping the alias. Likewise, we can put an alias inside another alias. Before we do that, let me do this one more time. LL is doing the ls. Actually, let's do the ls. Ls. Let me do something here. Alias ls equals ls dash f. Okay, so what I did now, if you see here, there are colors, but at the end of the folder, there is nothing. But the dash f will tell you what the folder is by putting a slash at the end, and which one file is the executable one, it will put an asterisk, okay? So if I type ls now with the dash f, now I get these slashes that tell me that this is a directory. This is useful for some terminals where you don't have access to color. This happens, it's possible. You can remember, if you want, that there is a switch which will help you identify what the folders are, what the links are, and what the executable files are. That's it's useful, right? And we did that by typing ls. So ls is an alias of the ls-f. But if we want the original ls command, which is what they are teaching us right now, then we can escape the alias by typing \ls, and now it works normally without the dash f. Likewise, we can put an alias inside another alias where it says home dart alias. My home is where And now my home is home Dart. On top of that, we can also put a function inside an alias, as you will be shown below. Expansion and evaluation of quotes in aliases. Okay, when using quotes with environment variables, single quotes make the expansion dynamic. Let's do that. Single quote. Okay, good, works. CD music. We don't have music here. Make directory music. Okay, let's go CD music. And now, where we are now home Dart music. However, with double quotes, the expansion is done statically. Okay, let's do double quotes. And where it says home Dart city music, where it's still home Dart. Okay, it makes sense. It's statically because the alias has remembered the folder in which I was at the time when I have set the alias. This kind of feel like the last lesson, but without dollar inside an alias instead. A little bit. Okay, this is a rather long one. I'm gonna give you a break, 15 seconds. Horrible. Just as with variables, for our aliases to gain persistence, we must put them into initialization script that are sourced at startup. As we already know, a good file for users to put their personal aliases is in .bashrc. By the way, on Fedora default install, there is also, if I remember correctly, .bashrc.d folder, I think. And inside that folder, you can put like your bashrc scripts individually so that you don't have to edit this file here. Like they envisioned that you're going to leave their original file as they made it, and you will add your changes to the subfolder because this file on Fedora is calling the contents of the subfolder. It's not a big change. It's just a neat and tidy way of doing things. You will probably find some aliases there already, most of them commented out and ready to be used by removing the leading hash. Let's check it out. less.bashrc. Okay. Okay, shopped.ash globstar. Less pipe. I'm just checking out the hashed out, commented out aliases, right? Some more aliases. Alias ll equals ls-l. Alias la with whatever, right? Alias l. So there are some examples which you might want to use, but generally it is all up to you to configure your shell. Okay, why? One more time, one more time. Okay, okay. So that's pretty much it. Could have done it sooner. Some more aliases, la 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 la. As you can read in the last 3 lines, we are offered the possibility of having our own alias dedicated file, bash aliases. Sorry, I grabbed the wrong thing. And have it sourced by .bashrc with every system start. So we can go for that option and create and populate such file. Do we have that file? Nope. We don't. Let's do it. Bash aliases. Okay. There we go. Creating functions. Compared to aliases, functions are more programmatic and flexible, especially when it comes to exploiting the full potential of bash, special built-in variables, and positional parameters. Have I seen something flying in the chat with my side eye? They are also great to work with flow control structures such as loops or conditionals. We can think of a function as a command which includes logic through blocks or collections of other commands. Oh yeah, somebody's pressing hearts, thanks. 2 syntaxes for creating functions. There are 2 valid syntaxes to define functions. Using the keyword function. On the one hand, we can use the keyword function followed by the name of the function and the commands between curly brackets. Oh, they're called brackets. Wasn't they supposed to be called braces? Maybe that's the same thing. Is this possible to copy paste into the shell? Oh, it is. It actually is. Yep. Okay. Basically American versus British. Okay, okay. Curly brackets. Curly brackets. Using regular parentheses on the other, we can leave out the keyword function and use 2 brackets right after the name of the function instead. Like this. Oh, did it work? Nope. It's broken. It didn't. The copy paste didn't quite catch it. It doesn't really matter. It is commonplace to put functions in files or scripts. However, they can also be written directly into the shell prompt with each command on a different line. Note PS2 indicating a new line after a break. Okay. Greet. What did we do wrong? Great. Should have worked. No? What about function greet? Ah, no, this now works. Okay. Greeting equals hello world. Okay. And now echo dollar greeting. And we close the curly brace. And now we can do greet. Maybe. Maybe not. Whatever the case, and irrespective of the syntax we choose, if we decide to skip line breaks and write a function in just one line, commands must be separated by semicolons. Something is wrong. Yeah, it doesn't. My shell doesn't like this. That's it. The fish, welcome in, gives me C vibes. Function greet. Okay, what about now? Hello, tortoise. That's not quite functional. Greet. Oops. Can I add greet x function greet x? What about now? Yeah, greet x. Oh, this is hello world. Why? So we cannot override the alias with a function. That's interesting. We cannot override the previous alias greet with a function greet, but maybe we can overwrite the function greet x with an alias greet x. Let's try that. Alias greet x equals echo hello. Okay, greet x hello. Yeah. So apparently the aliases are stronger than functions. Bash did not complain when we pressed enter, so our function is ready to be invoked. To invoke a function, we must type its name into the terminal. Good. Just as with variables and aliases, if we want functions to be persistent across system reboots, we have to put them into shell initialization scripts such as etc bash.bashrc global one or the local one in our home folder. Good. After adding aliases or functions to any startup script file, you should source such files with either dot or the source command for the changes to take effect if you do not want to log out and back in again or reboot the system. Hopefully you do remember this, meaning that .bashrc is going to execute basically our configuration file .bashrc if we have placed something new inside it. If you don't source it with the dot or with the source command, then you're going to have to log out and back in, which is a bit tedious. One more small break for me. I'm not 100% energy today, so forgive me if I make a couple more breaks, like a half a minute or something like that. But feel free to write in chat if you have anything to say. And I'm gonna eat a little bit more. It tastes good. Funny how this works. I tried to set a goal and it asked me like what is the goal? Like give it a name. And I just typed sex and I pressed OK, like submit, and it said an error occurred. And then I wrote doggy style. That's actually permitted. The born again shell comes with a set of special variables which are particularly useful for functions and scripts. These are special because they can only be referenced, not assigned. Here is a list of the most relevant ones. $? This variable's reference expands to the result of the last command run, as you remember from the last lesson. A value of 0 means success. Okay, and let's go echo $? Great for debugging, yes. A value other than 0 means error. Okay. 127. Yeah, okay. $2. It expands to the shell process ID. Okay. Let's check our bash shells once again. Echo 44820. So what this means is that we are currently using this shell out of 3 shells that are going on at the moment. You can notice that there is one TTY1 shell. That's Control Alt F1. on the local console of this machine. But since this is a virtual machine, let me show it to you. This is a virtual machine here, right? So that's the shell here. Echo dollar dollar. Here it says 44793. That's the one, right? That's the one, TTY1. So this here is the local machine, the local keyboard. Why did I minimize it? I wanted to turn it off. Dollar and exclamation mark. This expands to the process ID of the last background job. I don't think we have those. Yeah, we don't have those right now. We could use like htop, put it in the background with Control Z or Control Z, and then do the dollar exclamation mark. That's... Oh, I didn't put it to background. Now I did. This is kind of confusing. Did I not do the same thing? Maybe not. Let's go foreground, quit, and let's go htop end to put it in the background immediately, and command not found. I'm slightly confused. Dirt Slayer, at the end I did that. The chat is a little bit slow. Golga Katani says missed echo. Oh, okay. Yeah. I did notice that it says the process ID, but then command not found. So yeah, thanks for the heads up. That is definitely my mistake. So we need to echo the result of this command. Remember, the ampersand is used to start processes in the background. Okay. Positional parameters. Actually, there is another, I mean, it's the same use, but another example of how you can use the ampersand to put stuff in the background. For example, when you would do a couple of commands in the row, for example, like, I don't know, ls and another ls in the row. Okay, so these are, okay, let me do ls text, ls text. Okay, there is a file called text, so I just made it short to prove to you how the semicolon divides two commands. They are the same command, but there are two commands. Also, you can use the double ampersand to divide two commands as well. And the result seems to be the same. However, the semicolon is used to say to the shell, after this command is done, do the second one. But double ampersand says this command must complete successfully, and then you can start the next one, which means that if this one exits with an error, then the next one will not fire. This can be useful if you want to make, I'm gonna make up something. You want to make a script that's like a double command. You want to make a double command which says, let's zip this entire directory, And then let's use the copy command to move the zip file into some archive folder. So first you have to zip it, then you will move it elsewhere. If you do the zipping here and then the semicolon and then moving to another folder, like in an automated way, two commands together, and you have any kind of trouble with the zip process, meaning, I don't know, your disk is full or whatever happened with the zip process, it didn't finish, then this will allow the second command to be executed nevertheless. So the second command is going to try to move a file that either doesn't exist yet or it does exist, but it's corrupted because it didn't finish successfully. With this kind of command order, you will be absolutely sure that moving to another folder will absolutely not happen before the zipping process successfully finishes and exits. So that could be a nice thing to remember, maybe. Positional parameters. $0 through $9. I need a small one break again. Thanks, Dirt Slayer. They expand to the parameters of arguments being passed to the function, alias, or script. $0 expanding to the name of the script or shell. Let us create hello to you as well. Let us create a function to demonstrate positional parameters. Note the PS2 indicating new lines after line breaks. To be honest, I don't think this will work. But let's give it a try. It does. Maybe it doesn't work after the function is already created. Echo $0, echo $1, echo $2, echo $4. No, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now we're going to finish by closing the brace. And now we will invoke the functional special vars passing 3 parameters to it: Debian, Ubuntu, Zorin. Special vars Debian, Ubuntu, Zorin. Interesting. So we got bash, and then we got special variables. What did it say for 0? 0 expanding to the name of the script or shell. Okay. Now we will invoke the function. Okay, it works as expected, although passing positional parameters to aliases is technically possible. It is not at all functional, since with aliases, positional parameters are always passed at the end. Hackery way of doing multiple arguments. Maybe you can say that. It doesn't seem very hackery, but have you ever used arguments on a bash script? It's done pretty much in the same way as this. You just put $1 and the number and call the bash script with something, right? And it does the thing which you have given it as a parameter, like nano, I don't know, ice blade. So bin bash echo $3. Okay, save, and then bash ice blade tarantula. Now I may have done something wrong. Maybe it needs to go in order, like the 0, 1 first. Yeah, no. Or maybe the 1. Okay, now it works. Yeah. So it's definitely what it said above, that the 0 expanding to the name of the script or shell. So up there we had the name of the shell. Here we got the name of the script, and then you can go ahead with the first one for your first variable. I think it's good to play around like this, and eventually it sits, you know. If you only just read the documentation, it's not bad, but you know, checking it out, making a mistake, it's really good. Alias great editor. Okay, alias great editor, and now great. Oh, sorry, great editor Emacs. Huh. Is that on purpose? Seriously? I'd be confused. Um, it seems like it should work, but even they confirmed that it's kind of off. Yeah, why is it at the end? Let's try to find out. Um, let's try to find out. What if we put it here in our script, basically? Oops, how did I do that? Copy, paste. Okay, alias great, or let's just do the echo without any aliases. Echo number 1 is a great text editor. Okay, and now Iceblade Emacs is a great text editor. Okay, so this is fine. This is fine. Let's do the alias once again. What is wrong with our alias? Great editor Emacs echo $1. How can we fix this? $1. This won't work. Now I'm just testing, to be honest. Great. It's executing echo the command. No, which command? Hello, rootlix. We're trying to figure out rootlix. Why is it at the end? Semicolon would work. Echo $1. Echo is a text editor, or maybe not. Can you guys hear the alarm? What happens if we put this here? Alias is just that, an alias. It's not a function. Think of it like the aliased part is pasted instead of the alias. I don't get it. Only when you speak? Okay. Alias great editor. Okay, so the great editor is echo and an argument. Yeah, Iceblade, that's what Rootlex is trying to say apparently. But I'm trying to see if this is fixable without a function. I'm not sure if I understood. Dirt Slayer asked me to type just great editor. So we got the result, but without the argument because we haven't given it an argument. So this part is perfectly fine. I'm trying to see if I can. Rootlex, I'm not sure What does the type command say? Dirt Slayer says. Type what? Type Great Editor. Of course this works because there's nothing else in front of it, but Iced Blade, yeah, I already tried that. I'm gonna move on. I mean, no noise. Actually, no music. Other bash special built-in variables include $hash. It expands to the number of arguments passed to the command. $at, $*, they expand to the arguments passed to the command. $_, it expands to the last parameter of the name of the script. I was just wondering if exclamation marks would be here, but nope. Variables in functions. Of course, variables can be used within functions. I'm not sure if... Whoa. Why is it 2? Confusing. Variables can be used within functions. To prove it, this time we will create a new empty file called fund and put the following function in it. Rootlex says because when you execute $! bash first shows what exactly is going to execute. Okay, didn't know that. But suffice to say, $! is repeat last command. Funed. Okay, we have sourced this. And what this is, it's an editor's function. Yeah. So now we can type editors. My editor is Emacs. Emacs is a fun text editor. Okay. As you may have guessed by now, we must source the file first to be able to invoke the function. Good. And now we can test it. I already read that, sorry. As you can appreciate, for the editor's function to work properly, the editor's variable must first be set. The scope of that variable is local to the current shell, and we can reference it as long as the session lasts. Echo editor, yeah, Emacs. Together with local variables, we can also include environment variables in our function. Okay, let's edit the command again, the script again. Editors, editor equals Emacs, and let's just add it to the to here, and then why is it? I guess they have a reason for that, although note how this time we decided to call the function from within the file itself, editors in the last line. That way, when we source the file, the function will also be invoked. Okay, let's source it. That's the first one, and the text editor of Dart is Emacs. Control S in Nano saves the file without prompting for the name. You will have a hard time getting that muscle memory out of me, but I will try. And Dirtslayer says Control X, Control E to edit current command in editor. I don't know how that works. Positional parameters in functions. Something similar occurs with positional parameters. We can pass them to functions from within the file or script. Note the last line editor tortoise. Okay. Editor tortoise. We do the that. Okay. Okay. Control S is cannot be much deeper in my muscle memory because I never pressed Control S before in my life. But Control S is 2 keys, and in my case I press F3 and enter. That's also 2 keys, so no time saved. Maybe. Okay. Bash is not a tortoise shell, which is a positional argument to the. You never used Kate? I do use Kate, but the problem with Kate is that this is a graphical, a GUI editor, so I click it with the mouse. When I see GUI, I click with the mouse. When I am in the terminal, then I do everything with the keyboard. May sound stupid, but GUI software makes me use the mouse. You're a weirdo. Yes. And we can also pass positional parameters to functions at the command line. To prove it, we get rid of the last one of the file. Alrighty. Let's get rid of the last line of the file. Wrote, exited. What was the name? Fund, whatever. And then editors is Iceblade. The text editor of Dart is Emacs. Bash is not a Iceblade shell. And of course that works. That is fine. Functions in scripts. Functions are mostly found in bash scripts. Turning our fund file into a script, we will name it fund.sh. Is really a piece of cake. Do we have to rename it? Alrighty. We have only added 2 lines. The first one is the shebang and defines what program is going to interpret the script. Curiously enough, that program is bash itself. The last line is simply the invocation of the function. Now, there is only one thing left. We have to make the script executable, and we got the result. You will learn about shell scripting in the next few lessons. Okay. A function within an alias. If anything is unclear with the with this here, let me know. I really don't think it should be unclear. While you're thinking, if anything is unclear, I'm gonna grab a bite. Cookie be good. Starting to feel more like programming, yes. Very light programming. Root like stinks that I ate a kilobyte. Good. A function within an alias. As said above, we can put a function inside the alias. It's a little bit long one, but should work. So, alias great editor. Great add function says echo $1 is a great text editor and set well, the variable and do the thing. So as they say. First, there is the function itself. Okay, that one here. Echo 1 is a great text editor. Unset. The last command in the function unsets the function so that it does not remain in the present bash session after the alias is called. Last but not least, to have a successful alias invocation, we must first invoke the function too. Let us invoke the alias and prove that it works. And what if we do it twice? Did not get the invocation thing. Why repeat last bit? Why repeat last bit? Which last bit? This? Well, because first we are defining what great editor alias is. So when we type great editor here, this, what will happen? All of this will happen. Okay. So what starts happening is first a function is being created. Okay, when we execute the editor, first a function, when we execute the alias, first a function is being created, and this function says we are just defining a function. Okay, we are defining a function here. Echo $1 is a great text editor, and then we are unsetting the function as the next step. But we need to execute the function in order for anything to happen, because this part here is just the function design. Makes sense? Nothing will come out if we only put this. This is just the design of the function. Yeah, this is where you call the function. I think this is pretty clear by now. Yeah. As shown in unset above, the unset command is not only used to unset variables, but also functions. In fact, there are specific switches or options. Unset-v for variables, unset-f for functions. If used without switches, unset will try to unset a variable first, and if it fails, then it will try to unset a function. Okay, now a function within a function. Ready for that? Now say we want to communicate two things to user 2, or in our case, Dart. Every time she logs into the system. I don't know when did I change my sex, but let's say that this is a typo. Say hello and remember praise a text editor. Since he is starting to put a lot of Matroshka video files in its home video folder, we also want to give him a warning. To accomplish that purpose, we have put the following two functions in home.bashrc. In modern days, it is whatever you say it is. Yeah, I know. I am more like which sex are you? But okay. I'm just watching if the paste has done its job properly. Wait, what are we dumping to video? What are we dumping video to dev? No, we are going to get to that. We're just starting. Let's save this and make directory video because I know that it doesn't exist. What else is missing here? Okay. Let's try to decode the function check vids. Let's source this. The first function, ls-1 video folder, all of the mkv files. Why are we dropping that to dev null? Because we don't want to see the output of this command. -1 is list one file per line. It's already, but okay. It's a little bit different. I suppose that we don't want to see the output of this. Full screen your terminal and try again. Oh, okay. As far as I understand so far, we list the video files and we don't output anything. But then we use the if command to see, understood the other lines, but we are dumping the video output to dev. Yes, we are dumping the output to dev null, which means that we do not care about seeing this output. Let me demonstrate. Touch video film 1 mkv. Okay, so oops. Okay, so when you execute this command, you will get 1 mkv file per line. If there are two, what's the two towards one and stuff? Okay, I'm not a very good person to explain this, but 2 and 1 are standard input, standard output. I kind of forgot, but usually you want to hold these two together, because if you don't do that, then something else will happen. I don't know, I forgot. Rootlex, help me out if you can. or we can look it up on the internet. But I think this is like standard output, standard input, like standard error. Yes. Okay, thank you for the reminder. We are pushing the standard error into the standard output, so that in case any errors occur, they will end up in dev null as well. If we don't do this, then potential errors will be shown on the screen, and apparently we don't want anything on the screen. I believe I got it right. But why don't we want to see anything? Because I had a brain rot moment. I was typing the message and wondered for a moment, why is it not appearing in your shell? Iceblade. Why don't we want to see it? Because we are going to count it with the if command. We don't want to bother the user with any kind of output. It's just going to make a mess in the shell output. We just don't want to see the output, but we want to fetch the result of the output with the if command. So if $? Equals 0, then echo, remember, you must not keep more than 5 video files in your video folder. Okay, and what is $? Do you remember? There we go. $? This variable reference expands to the result of the last command run. A value of 0 means success. Yeah. Okay. So if this command was a success, then we will warn the user not to keep more than 5 video files in your video folder. I believe this means that if you have more than 0, if you have any video files, it will warn you not to cross the 5 files limit. Else, you do not have any videos in the video folder. You can keep up to 5. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much it. Now it's better. Remember, you must not keep more than 5 video files in your video folder. And if we remove the files, okay, and now check vids. You do not have any videos in the video folder. You can keep up to 5. So the great idea. Why is it not expanding? This is weird. Okay, never mind. As I said, the great idea for this is that we are basically counting how many files do we have. You can do this in various ways. One of the ways is what Rootlex wrote on Twitch. I would argue that we can count files with the WC command. That works as well. So maybe this is a bit simpler. I don't know. Maybe it's a simpler because it just tells us that you have video files. If we would use a word count to count lines, then we would have to make an if statement if the result is more than 0. It's a similar result, I think. It just depends on how you do it. But I think a word count is so much used nowadays that maybe they want us to learn a little bit more a little bit more different way of doing things. Not different, but non-standard. Golga Katani says 0 is not count, but return value at yes. In this case, it's a return value. But basically, what we are doing is we are trying to find out, are there video files? You know, we don't care about how many video files. We just want to see if there are any. As I said, the end result that we want to accomplish can be the same with the word count, with WC. But in that case, we would actually be counting. Well, right now, it is 127 because there aren't any files. But if we put a file in there that ends in mkv, then it's 0. There's an explanation, sorry. It lists the mkv files in video, sending the output to the so-called bit bucket dev null together with any errors. It tests the output of the previous command for success. Depending on the result of the test, it echoes one of the two messages. The second function is a modified version of our editors function. Okay, let's take that one. Why are we putting this into bash.bashrc? It's so strange. Oh, I see why. Because we want the user to be aware as soon as they log in. It is important to observe two things. The last command of editors invokes check vids, so both functions get chained. The greeting, praise, and the checking and warning are executed in sequence. Editors itself is the entry point to the sequence of functions, so it is invoked in the last line editors. Now let us log in as user 2 and prove that it works. Okay, exit, okay. I am back on my PC. Let's SSH into our training machine once again. And it says you do not have any videos in the video folder. You can keep up to 5. Okay, let's touch video text.mkv. Let's exit. Let's log in again. Remember, you must not keep more than 5 video files. So now it doesn't tell us. Now it doesn't tell us where was it. You do not have any videos. Now it just says remember not to have more than 5. Okay. How do you feel about all that? Golga Katani, Iceblade, Dirt Slayer. We ready for some practice? If you have anything to comment, let me know before we go with guided exercises. I'm actually not surprised because this was a huge lesson chopped into 3 parts. So I kind of expected and hoped that the last one is going to be shorter. Expands to the result of the last command run. Expands to the shell process ID. Expands to the process ID of the last background job. Expands to the number of arguments passed to the command. Number of arguments. These expand to the arguments passed to the command. This one expands to the last parameter of the name of the the name of the script. Did they explain the difference between $asterisk and $at? They did not. They only said, go and find out yourself. So let's do that. Oh, it's not in here. It is? Character sequences of the form $string are treated as special variant of single quotes. The sequence expands to string with \escape character in string replaced with special \escape sequences if present are decoded as follows. Oh, there's layer. Okay. That's not what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. $* expands to the positional parameters starting from 1 when the expansion is not within double quotes. Each positional parameter expands to a separate word. In contexts where word expansions are performed, those words are subject to further word splitting and path name expansion. When the expansion occurs within double quotes, it expands to a single word with the value of each parameter separated by the first character of the IFS variable. That is, the $* is equivalent to $1, C, $2C, $3C, and so on, where C is the first character of the value of the IFS variable. If IFS is unset, the parameters are separated by spaces. If IFS is null, the parameters are joined without intervening separators. Now I understand why the PDF didn't want to explain this. $@ expands to the positional parameters starting from 1. In contexts where word splitting is performed, this expands each positional parameter to a separate word. If not within double quotes, these words are subject to word splitting. In contexts where word splitting is not performed, such as the value portion of an assignment statement, this expands to a single word with each positional parameter separated by a space. When the expansion occurs within double quotes and the word splitting is performed, each parameter expands to a separate word. That is $@ is equivalent to $1, $2, etc. If the double quoted expansion occurs within a word, the expansion of the first parameter is joined with the expansion of the beginning part of the original word and the expansion of the last parameter is joined with the expansion of the last part of the original word. When there are no positional parameters, $@ and $@ expand to nothing. Like, if I don't read this a couple more times, it seems to me that with $@ we are doing the standard positional parameters, like full words and stuff, but $* kind of does only one letter. Or did I misunderstood? Oh, Rootlex on Twitch explained it better. Let me call back the chat so everyone can see it. Now everyone can see it. In simple words, $* is arguments separated by spaces but bundled, while $@ are not bundled together. When in quotes, $* expands to a single parameter, but $@ expands to multiple. Okay. I think that's clear enough. Maybe Golga Katani says maybe asterisk puts it in one string and at in some. Yeah. Yeah.
Megabyte.
The answer is yes. Does lesson continue after exercises? Let's check it out. Nope. We continue in 1 week. Highlight. Oh, I don't want to highlight. Is this drawing? Yeah, okay. Complete the table with yes or no, considering the capabilities of aliases and functions. Golga Katani already saying yes and yes. Local variables can be used with aliases and functions. Iceblade also says the same for a row. Doesn't ocular have text instead of drawing? I don't know. I like to draw. Annotation font. Yeah, there is probably annotation. Iceblade says B, yes, yes. B, environment variable can be used with aliases and with functions. Okay. C, aliases and functions can be escaped with backslash. So Iceblade says that this is a yes and this is a maybe yes. And Golga Katani says yes and no. So I'm just gonna say that you can't escape the function. Oh, can be recursive. Can the alias be recursive? D row. D row. Yes and yes, Iceblade says. Golga says no, yes. So how do you make a recursive function? We'll get to why, but how do you make a recursive function? I'm not saying it's correct. Let's как се каже разчленити. Okay. Okay, function within a function that would be recursive. How? So that would look like where is it? Is that okay? Not really. What did I forget? I don't think that spaces will help. This? Oh, it doesn't end for some reason. Why does it open PS2 prompt? Why does it not end? Have to call the function as well. That's probably true. But it's not all. Oh, you mean calling yourself? Mustafa Mohammed, welcome in function 3, function 2. With a semicolon over here. But not this one. Maybe not. Oh, we're missing one at the end, or not. Okay. Semicolons. Yeah, I just did it. Okay, semicolons are important. But nevertheless, this works. So why aliases could be recursive or could not be recursive? How would that work? I mean, you can make an alias for something, do the alias for something else. If that's the question. Alias Bob equals something $Bob. Oh, like that. Like echo Bob. Well, that should work. Maybe not. But it's not recursive. I'm not entirely sure how do they define it, but it seems to me. Where is my pen? Oh, there it is. It seems to me that this should stay at no and very productive when used with positional parameters. I have no clue what this means. Dirt Slayer says alias no, function yes. Golga Katani, everyone says no, yes, but I am the only one who who doesn't understand the question. What does it mean? Very productive when used with positional parameters. How do you get productive? I suppose positional parameters have been making us a little bit of trouble with aliases, with the order of things. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Enter the command that lists all aliases in your system. If you're replying to the question 2, type number 2, alias. Okay, that's correct. Write an alias named log that lists all OGG files in music, one per line. Okay, this is a reply from Iceblade. Alias log equals ls dash 1 ogg something. Well, that's pretty much. Yeah, Golga Katani made it a little bit prettier, so Iceblade, you're lazy. Oh, that's not correct. That's not one per line. Yeah, and also quotes, because we have some spaces here. Yeah, actually, Iceblade, your command is correct. You were just lazy to finish it. The Golga Katani command is incorrect in two ways, but it is good now. Invoke the alias to prove it works. Now modify the alias. No, they say invoke the alias. Why would you, Golga Katani, why would you touch bash aliases? There is no mention. Yeah, it's just type the name of the alias to invoke it. They're messing with your brain here. Now modify the alias so that it echoes out the sessions user and colon before the listing. Whatever the hell that means. Let's read it again. Now modify the alias so that it echoes out the sessions user. Okay, in my case that would be Dart. And a colon before the listing. Okay, let's practice here. So that would be alias logg equals ls-1 music slash music slash star.ogg. Okay, that was the first one, and no such file. Okay, make directory music, no such file directory. Maybe there's no music. Touch music song ogg. Oops, sorry. Okay, now it works. Echo $user, echo $user. That works. Okay, let's modify the, where is it? Where did we create an alias? Here. Okay, so let's modify it. We need to echo $user first. Golga Katani, you are on a track, but there's something missing. It says modify the alias so that it echoes out to the session's user and a colon before. Oh no, sorry. It's good. It's good. It's good, although you are missing a semicolon. And I'm not sure if colon should be escaped. No, it's fine. It's fine. But you did miss the semicolon, so that's for sure. And an echo. Oh, he missed the echo too. Sorry. Yeah. Golga Katani, you need to take Iceblade to be your teacher. Iceblade is paying quite a lot of attention. For sure. Invoke it again to prove this new version also works. There, I did it. List all aliases again and check your log alias appears in the listing. How do we list aliases? Alias. Okay, let's try it. We have Bob and log. Okay. Remove the alias. What is the command to remove the alias? Unset log. Where did my arrow? Why is my... Something is stuck. An alias, correct. That's the correct one, although I cannot... Why is it stuck? Oh, now it's unstuck. Weird. It's not. I cannot do anything. What the hell is wrong with my certified KD moment? I didn't save what I was. It doesn't. It's not that important that I save my writings, although it seemed fun to save that. I don't get it. It's stuck like, you know, like when you have a dialog open somewhere, so you cannot click on the main window until you close the dialog. But I don't. Oh, there is a dialog. Sorry. Okay, I'm stupid. Let's save. It's hidden, yeah, but that's the problem. It shouldn't be hidden, you know. If the dialogue, if the dialogue takes over your program, then it shouldn't be possible for the dialogue to go behind the program. So I'm not sure whose fault would that be, but my expectation as a user of the system would be that when something is that important, that this cannot go into the background, right? Because you get this stupid moment where you don't know why is it stuck. On alias logg. Okay, so that would be the correct one. Did you not click something? I did click something and it got hidden. But what I'm saying is that it shouldn't be possible for this dialog to hide. Am I unreasonable? If the dialogue has taken over the program, it shouldn't be possible for it to go behind. Forced on front, yes. Exactly. So I'm not sure if this is ocular bug or cave-in bug. Either way, I think it's ocular bug. Yeah, Alexei thinks it's ocular bug as well. Study the columns alias name and alias commands and assign the aliases to their values correctly. There is someone driving a vehicle outside, and I'm living on a main road. That was very loud. Oh, sorry, the answers. It said study the column alias command, alias name B, alias commands bash, alias assignment. Yeah, I think that's it. Oops. How did I do that? Okay. Alias B equals bash. However, you don't really need any kind of quotes. Let me show it to alias B equals bash. Okay, so B just executes bash. This is the output when I enter another bash. Exit. Okay, so I'm just saying no quotes needed. Iceblade is answering for the second row. Bash info, alias name, alias commands, which bash plus echo. Oh, these are like two commands. No, they're not. This is just one row, sorry. Iceblade says alias bash info equals under quotes which bash. The plus is bugging me here. What is plus doing here? The plus should be ignored. Iceblade, don't put plus anywhere. Okay, so Iceblade says put everything under single quotes and type which bash, and you would put 2 ampersands, which is fine, and then echo bash version under double quotes. I think this is okay. I think this is okay. Golga Katani says bash info equals which. Oh, you would put double quotes twice. I wouldn't do that. Oops, that is very long. But it's okay. So this is what Iceblade said, and to me it seems fine. Iceblade says, "Oh, would that not be run in parallel if?" No. The semicolon will run in, how do you say it, not parallel, in series. It will run in series, in like serial mode. But it will switch to the second command without checking how did the first one end. Sequential, yeah. You can put, in this case, you can put two ampersands or one semicolon, doesn't matter. Well, in my opinion, this is fine. I mean, I don't know, Iceblade, why the plus confused you, but I think you won again. Okay, Golga Katani alias kernel info uname dash r. Yeah, okay, that was fairly simple. Okay, what about the grid stuff? I bet you're going to do it wrong. Grid, 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 grid. Iceblade says alias grid equals under doubly quotes echo guy user. Golga Katani, yes. Yes. That will work. That will work. Alias grid. And now let's grid. Oh! Comma. I think we fucked it up together. I was pretty convinced that it will work, but apparently not needed. What did I do? $, user. This is what Iceblade wrote first. Echo hi, comma, $user, and doubly quotes. Sorry, I'm testing what Iceblade wrote first before everyone else. Grid. Okay. Event not found. Yeah, that's why I said you're going to get it wrong. That's why I said you're going to get it wrong. Because you do need to escape some things. But yeah, this is not good. I did not add extra. Where did you add it? Let me see what you wrote first. You said alias. Okay, this is what you wrote. Echo hi user. Okay, let's greet Dart. Hi Dart Dart. Maybe we're not even supposed to type Dart twice. Yeah, I'm stupid. Sorry, Iceblade. Turns out you know more than I do. Yours is correct. Yep. I apologize. I thought that it will not work. I thought it would not work because of the exclamation, but there is more practice to be done for me as well. So, okay. Iceblade for the win. Let's go to E. You remember strong and weak? Uh, yeah. Computer PC equals Slimbook. Echo, my computer is a PC. This looks pretty straightforward, simple. No weird characters here to throw me away off. Now, why did you escape it this time, Iceblade? This time I think that's not necessary, but let's try it your way because you're winning lately. But I really don't think that we need an escape character here. Would it not break? The thing is, I don't know. Command not found, yeah. Let's do it without the escape because seems. Ah. Yep, still doesn't work. No. I don't see a reason why Slimbook would be quoted. Let's see if this makes any change, but I don't think it will. Oh, now it works. Now it works. Why does it work now? Alexei says it substituted the variable you have created. Nothing to do with and. Oh, because I have created it. Okay, check it. On set PC. Yeah, no, okay. That was my bad. My mistake. So we didn't fix it yet. We didn't fix it yet. This part is fine. Where are the glasses? Glasses. Oli studio welcoming. I don't know. I don't have glasses. Alias computer equals alias. No. No, that doesn't make sense. Why would we make another alias for PC? Something here missing. Obviously. What if I put this here? Okay. I was just wondering. I'm getting lost as well. PC equals Slimbook. What? Yeah. Okay, now I have unsaved it. Alexei thinks single quotes would do better. Not here? Okay. Andra Vines, welcome in. Alias computers equals echo. Yeah, what Andra Vines wrote is almost the same as mine, the last one, and that one will work as well. But we can try it still. I just copy pasted what Andra Vines wrote. What? What? Alias command not found? I'm confused. I'm copy pasting what Andra Vines wrote in chat. Alias computer equals what? Oh, I see. I think a space needs to be here. Or not. Maybe that's not it. No? My computer is a PC. Alias command not retype alias. Yeah. Andra Vines, it works, but for some reason the copy paste, maybe there was some garbage in the copy paste mechanism. I don't know. Looks the same to me, but clearly it wasn't the same command. Unset PC again. Yep. All good. You could use double quotes and escape the dollar sign too. As root, write a function called myFun in at the bash.bashrc. The function must say hello to the user and tell them what their path is. Invoke it so that the user gets both messages every time they log in. Okay, function is called myFun. Okay. The function must say hello to the user. Okay, so here is where we type what? How do we say hello to the user? Iceblade, Iceblade. Iceblade says echo hello dollar user. Formula 1 time by. Okay, see you around, Alexei. The function must say hello to the user and tell them what their path is. Hello user, your path is path. I think it's print working directory. Let's use print working directory. Print working directory. Okay, or whatever. Echo path. Stop with the chat. Chat is fine. Golga Katani, I don't think we need echo path. We are already using echo here. What is missing? We need to invoke the function. Yeah, so my fun, right? That's the invoke command here. Let's save this. I have copied this into the clipboard, so we can try it here. Exit SSH. That's this one over here. Hello Dart, your path is home Dart. It works. Oh shit. That's it. It's bash. Let's okay. I just wanted to remove that one line here, so it takes up slightly less space. Okay, the next one, 11. Login as user2 to check it works. Write the same function in just one line. Okay, so that was what Iceblade wanted to do. My function. Should this work? No, it's missing a semicolon. That's what I thought it's going to happen. Yeah. Here. Yeah. My fun too. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. My fun too and semicolon there. Invoke the function. Unset the function. Yep. This is a modified version of the special vars function. Okay, so it says special vars 2 is echo a lot of shit. Golga Katani says unset -f. Well, that's actually a better answer. Oops. I would be lazy and just go without the F, but this is better. Okay, this is a modified version of the special vars function, and this function is doing a lot of this echo stuff, all kinds of shit. This is the command we use to invoke it. Special vars 2. Okay, special vars 2. Crying, cockles, and muscles alive. Oh. Okay, so let me keep this on the screen because we will need it. Okay. Have you understood what we want to do? So the last there is one line here which just ends the function, so that's fine. $8. Dollar hash is 8 lines. Dollar underscore, don't remember. I think dollar underscore was something like the last end something. I'm gonna go with O. I'm not sure, but let's try not to look at the C number 1 is crying. Cry, ING. Number 4, muscles. Number 6, obviously alive. Number 7, obviously O. Why does it repeat? B equals G. Yeah. Dollar at is what? That's the one we read on the bash man page. $at. I think $at would result in crying. I think this will happen, and dollar question mark. I don't remember. What was dollar question mark? Like the last row command something 0. Oh, you mean success? Okay. We will check the answers to that. So let's go ahead and take a screenshot that we can reference later. Let's go with the last one. Based on sample function check widths in the section A function with a function. Write a function named check music to include into a bash startup script that accepts positional parameters so that we can modify easily. The type of file. Oh, so yeah, positional parameters. The type of file being checked, OGG. The directory in which files are saved, music. The type of file being kept, music. The number of lines of files being saved, 7. What do you think? I'm trying to remember how did it go. Although the assignment says we can copy paste if we want. It was, oh shit. Iceblade already has it all. Function check music file. Check music. Oh, you got it in one row. Yeah. Where was it? In bash startup. Got bash. Was it here? Yep, it was here. Check widths. Okay, I'm just altering what we had before. ls -1 in the folder like dollar destination asterisk dot dollar type checked. I have no idea what you wrote, Iceblade, but I think I'm on the right track. Check music if echo else echo. Okay. If dollar question mark equals 0, then remember you must not keep more than $5 type saved files in your dollar type saved checked files in your type saved folder. Thanks. You don't have any type saved. Oh, type checked files in the type saved folder. You can keep up to amount saved amount saved. Okay, so let me move this to check vids to, I don't know, just check whatever. Let's source check. And what was the command name? Check music, right? Check music. Okay, my script has triggered the else scenario because I have some files. And if I remove the file music song OGG and now I check music again, now it should trigger the first if. You do not have any. Oh, I fucked it up. No, I didn't. It's fine. It's fine. I removed the file and now it says you do not have any files. It's good. Nano check. Okay. Oh shit. Better. Let's try here. What about here? Why doesn't it go down? Shit, let's make it red so it sticks out. I'll save. But yeah, basically you create the variables in the beginning so that later you can change them easily. And then you just put the positional variables here and there, and that should be fine. Oh, explorational exercises, only 2, but that has to be the homework. So let's go and answers to guided exercises. We said yes, 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 no. So functions cannot be escaped. We all got that correctly. Can be recursive. I think we said that that aliases cannot be recursive, except someone of you has said that they can. So whoever said yes, that one wins, because I think we ended up saying no. And very productive when used with positional. That was, well, we got that right. Enter the command that lists all aliases alias. Write an alias named log that lists. You got convinced of no, yeah, but you win. Okay. Iceblade is on a quite a huge roll today, but also in the last 2 live streams. Write an alias named log that lists all OGG files in music, 1 per line. Okay, so I think we got that right. Invoke it with log, invoke it again with log here. Now modify the alias so that it echoes out the session's user and a colon before the listing. So echo $user. Did I not try this semicolon? But anyways, we got it right. List all aliases again. Alias, remove the alias unalias log. Yes, you said unset first, and that took quite a lot of minutes for someone else to reply with an alias. I don't remember who that was, but it was someone who I think spoke for the first time on the live stream. Study the column alias name and alias commands. Okay, so alias b equals bash, that was fine. Bash info, which bash echo bash. I think that was the one that Iceblade got right from the first try, and we were trying to make it more complicated. Alias kernel info, you name -r, that works fine. Someone else replied to that one first. It was the what was his name? I cannot remember. Dirt Slayer, was it, who answered the uname -r? Echo hi user alias greet echo hi you. Oh, that's another one that Iceblade got right. And the last one where we had some trouble was with the single quotes. And in the end, it worked. As root, write a function called myFun. The function must say hello to the user and tell them what their path is. Okay, so we said echo hello user, echo your path is path. We made it a little bit different, but the result was pretty much the same. Option B, what is the difference? Oh, the difference is the way the function was declared. That is fine. Okay, that is fine. Where is my, what is this arrow? Okay, there we go, function. Login as user to check it works. It worked. Write the same function in just one line. That was important to set these shit. The semicolons were important, but we got them right. Option B, the function again. Okay, that was fine. Invoke it with my fun. Unset it with -f. Don't remember who said that. It wasn't Iceblade who said -f. This is a modified version of the special variables column. Okay. And now the results. The first one, you guys said 7. You guys said 8, but it's actually 7. I don't know how. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7 variables. How did you say 8? Why did you say 8 if there's 7 of them? I just figured when you said 8 that it means there is 8 of them, but it's actually 7 of them. I think we can call this fine. Like, you got it correctly, except that you're bad at counting. But let's say this is fine. Echo $_. I said O. Shit. Why did it go up? Okay, this is the reason why I said oh, because I mean here, because dollar underscore, I think it means the last variable. So shit, wrong screen. So what the hell? What the actual hell? Oh, I see. I see now. I see now. This is a function. This is a function. So it is the last one, but the last one has been 8 here, or 7, right? So if this one is 7, then this one is 7. Or if this one is O, then this one is O. Because it's one function, everything together. I have been thinking about it as separate stuff, but it's actually... Yeah. Anyways, echo 1 is crying, muscles alive. Oh, we got that all right. And echo $@ is crying, cockles, and muscles alive, alive. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm the one who answered that one, and someone else said 0 for the end. So kudos to whoever said 0. Based on the sample function, they did it differently. Based on the sample function, write a function named checkMusic to include into a bash startup script that accepts positional parameters so that we can modify easily. Oh, I see. I see what... yeah, I did it as a script. I did it more like a script. See? Yeah, I fucked it up. It's not that mine doesn't work, it's just that mine isn't what was asked. They wanted positional arguments and not variables. I used variables. Does it make sense to you guys? What's the difference between mine and the and this one here? I tried to use k-args. Well, you'll be wrong as well. How many of you are still watching? Current viewers only 4. Well, we are at the end of the lesson, so it's fine. Hello! Mosh. I accept. I accept. So is it clear how they solved it? Doji pas, doji. Yeah, makes sense to me. The bash syntax still hard to remember for me. It's fine. Sleep time? Mici piškit laika. Piškit. Ići. Ići van. Može. Spavati. Sleep. A lot shorter? It was 3.5 hours, which is about the same as the first lesson. My brain goes init 0, init 0, which is halt. Last one was 5 hours, yes. Quick reminder, please. One quick reminder, please. Go to the forum. Everyone who hasn't done so already, go to my forum, please. There you will find LPIC 1 on the left hand side, and we already have 3 lessons behind us, not including the ones from the last year. Go to the lesson 105.1. A little bit more zoom. 105.1, lesson 3 out of 3. Go to that one. Here you can download the PDF if you need it, and here there will be some homework. Do it. Write your replies. Talk to other people who write their replies. Make a little bit of a conversation. I really hope I can get this forum going in a way that it becomes useful for people, not just to talk about, I don't know, what's bothering them about Linux in general. There will be a category for that as well. So you can ask around whatever is bothering you. If someone knows the answer, they will help. If you know the answer, you might help someone else. But first and foremost, I would like to see you participate in these little homeworks here. And that's pretty much it for now. Please do join, make me happy, and I'm gonna see you next Sunday.